life. So he's here to give you some actionable goals if you want to change your life, some specific things you need to do, and yeah, some advice. So hey Joseph, how you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful, man. How about you?
I'm good. I'm good. So yeah, tell the people about your backstory of like how you got started with this whole business of Aureus Elite.
Well, how it got started was it started in 2018. I started by giving out programs for free, actually. So I started with just like my friends, my family, training them, giving them free programs, nutrition programs. I started a community. From there, I was able to hire a couple mentors that helped me along the way and build up my business. And there were two specific teammates of mine. It was Joven and Genesis that kind of like wanted to blow up Aureus Elite. So we all invested in the business and we grew it. And now we're incorporated. So we're an actual company now.
Yeah, it's crazy like the amount of progress I've seen you gone through. Cause when I was like a teenager, you were 21, and we were talking at one of our cousins Erica's house,
Yeah.
and you were telling me about your goals and like what you wanted to do. Yeah, do you remember that or?
Yeah, of course, of course. I'll never forget that talk, bro.
What was your mindset that you were going through at that moment, like when it was just your ideas and like
Uh,
nothing concrete?
yeah, I mean, like in the very beginning, it was kind of just up in the air, just because at the time, I don't know if you know, but I was a university dropout. So I was on probation first year. So I went originally for pharmaceutical chemistry and I was there for a year, flunked every single one of my courses, literally all D's and F's. And I was put on probation. And on the second year, I actually pretended that I was going to school when instead I'd be going to hip hop practice and just working a warehouse job. And
Mm,
yeah, right after that second year, I actually just confessed to my parents and I told them, like, hey, this whole time I wasn't actually going to school and I actually flunked out of first year. So it was kind of like kind of like a stressful time at that time period. And I was trying to find my purpose and my passion. And when I was talking to you then, I was 21. I was a trainer at Good Life Fitness for about 2 years, and I wanted to do something bigger because I don't know if you know, but like in grade one, I don't know if you did the same thing, but you had to write what you want to be when you grew up, and like there were kids around me saying things like they want to be a police officer or they want to be, or like a veterinarian or whatever they want to be a teacher, and my answer was kind of unconventional to the rest of the students, and I put a millionaire, and
mm,
I didn't care how what it took to get me a million. At the time, I thought it would be in the health industry because my family, the Aureus name in general is healthcare professionals. So I didn't know if I thought at the time that that's what it took to become successful. So that's what I pursued. But when I found out that it wasn't working out and I wasn't going to be successful in that area, it kind of like hit me deep. So I had to try to find another way. And I didn't know until now that there are other ways to become successful. So I guess that's what I told you back at Erica's house.
so what did your parents say to you when you told them all of this, like when they were thinking you were going to school, like how did they react to it?
Well, like any Filipino parent, like in the very beginning, they were of course upset, because of course they were the ones paying for my
Yeah.
schooling. So they were upset. There were a lot of emotions everywhere. The house was a little bit in like a down state, like a depressed
Mm,
state. So there's a lot of yelling. There's a lot of But when I told them that I want to become a trainer instead, because I had a sign that told me to become a trainer and to pursue that passion, I can
what
tell
was
you
the
that
sign?
uh, it's a little personal, but I mean, like, I was cleaning one day, I was cleaning the house, and there is a picture of my family happy on the piano table. So I saw the picture, and I couldn't remember the last time like we were all happy together. So when I saw that,
Mm,
it kind of just like spread a whole lot of emotions. And I guess I felt the Holy Spirit at that time because my whole body was shivering. And I was just like I just like sat down. I had to sit down. I couldn't stand up anymore. And I'm pretty sure I spoke to God in that moment because I felt the Holy Spirit. And He told me to pursue fitness because that's always what I wanted to do. But I kind of pushed it aside. Since I was 15, like I was working out, it was always my passion. and he just told me to pursue it. So ever since that day, I just went full force, 200% towards fitness. And not many people know that, I guess. Like now you know, but that was kind of like my story.
Damn, that's crazy to hear.
Mm.
So, going back to like you running the business, as a business owner, I understand like it could be very difficult sometimes. So, from like while you're doing your business, where do you get your motivation from on the hard days when like everything is difficult?
So motivation is one thing, habits are another. So I always say that motivation it comes from a motivation why. It's like a burning desire. My burning desire, everyone is can have like surface level motivational wise, like money, fame, wealth, whatever it is. But everyone has a specific motivational why deep down in their heart that makes them specific and makes them stand out. And that's what sets me apart, I believe, from constantly working towards my goal. Because my example for my motivation why is like I just told you the story of like becoming a pharmacist and everything. I would have graduated in 2021 this year, and my starting pay would have been $93,600 as a pharmacist if I were to graduate this year. This year, I'm already scheduled to double that income, which is my
Damn.
number one goal, right? So that's my goal. It's just to, by the time I graduate, like if I were to graduate and continue like pharmacy school, I want to have beaten that salary. And that's what kind of pushed me all the way here to 2021. Uh, Let alone like all the debt I would be in if I pursued pharmacy school. So good thing I did pursue it. But that was kind of like my driving force for the past like 5 6 years, and it got me here. So that's all I thought about. Like it's on every single one of my wallpapers, my phone wallpaper, my desktop wallpaper, even my like whiteboard. It's all there. It says I will make a pharmacist salary in 2021. So yeah, man, it's just having that motivational why. But in terms of motivation, I do believe it's highly overrated. If you have motivation, because motivation is very temporary. No one has motivation 24/7. But the thing is, in order for you to have motivation, even when it's not there, you have to have habits. You have to have the habits already built. And habits are things that just happen naturally, like making your bed in the morning. That's just a habit that you have that's just natural to you. Same thing, but you can make successful habits every single morning, like meditation or affirmations or statements of gratitude. Like all that stuff can put you in a good state, and they're habits that will basically set you up for the rest of the day.
Damn. That I was literally like getting chills when you told me that like you wrote it down. Well,
Yeah,
so
man.
when did you write that down? Like in the beginning or
Yeah, I would say in 2018 I wrote it down actually.
dang. So that's crazy because you literally you took the path of most resistance and you not only like became happier, but you're literally making more money.
Hmm.
You know, a lot of people are scared to, you know, pursue their goals to just be happy because, you know, they want more security. That's like something I'm going through right now. But
Mm.
that's very inspiring to hear. Um but yeah, moving forward. So, why do you think health is so important? Because a lot of that's like most people's New Year's resolutions. You know, they don't work out, and then like you know in January every single year like everyone's goal is to work out, but then they just give up. You know, a month in. But why do you think health is so important?
Okay, so if the question is like why do I think health is so important, it all stems down to this one statement, and it's that if you knew what the number one medicine in the world was, wouldn't you want to give that medicine to your friends and family?
Yeah.
So, yeah, so the answer is always, of course, yes. But in reality, the fact is, the world has already discovered what the number one medicine in the world is. It's in all the research literature, in all the papers you can find, and that's exercise. The number one medicine in the world is exercise, getting your body to move, getting through the motions, pushing, pulling, squatting, lunging, planking, hinging. All these things, moving your body, will set you up for a long life. So if you, with this information, once I found this information, there's like no doubt in my mind that I want to spread this type of exercise to the world, because people need to know that it's not some magic pill that will stop their diseases or their diabetes or their cholesterol. It's actually exercise and good nutrition. So if your question is like, why is health so important? That's why. It's because it's the number one medicine in the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely agree. I remember like my ex, she used to have like apple cider vinegar just to like stay healthy, and I'm like, yo, like you should just work out. Like that's way more easier. Like everyone thinks there's like this gonna be like this magic pill,
Mm.
but it's literally just working out. You know.
Yeah, man. For sure.
How do you think clarity plays a role in setting up your goals and achieving your business goals?
Okay. So I note this back to one of my titos actually. So I was at a convention and my tito was speaking, and he said something that instilled in me to this day. And what he said was, anything you say, the universe is hearing. The universe hears it. Anything that you say out loud, the universe hears it. So the two most powerful words in the English language are I am. Because whatever you say after I am, and if you believe it, that's what becomes your reality. If you say I am tired today, you will be tired today. If you say I will overcome this tiredness and still push through the day, then that's exactly what you're going to do. Whatever you put out to universe will become a reality. And I'm a huge believer in that, which is why like throughout the years I've always had vision boards. I don't know if you've ever seen my vision boards, but
I think I've seen them on your story a couple times.
yeah, it changes throughout the years because of course I accomplished some of the things on the board. So like I have like travel spots, I have like house goals, like what I want in the house, like the house gym, the home office. I have like my savings goals. I have like everything that motivates me. I have it on the vision board because that's what I'm going to accomplish. And the thing is, like I start my day with affirmations, which is where I say I am. It's like I and you have to believe it. Like you can't just say I am smart, I am powerful, I am wise. You can't just say those things. You have to say it and actually believe it so that you actually become those things. It's like in a way, like once you master it, kind of becomes like a little bit of a superpower. You know what I mean? Like if you're feeling tired and then all of a sudden you say I am energized and believe it, then bro, you're not going to feel tired anymore. It's kind of like a superpower. So I do believe that whatever you put out into the universe and whatever you say to yourself and believe it will become reality.
Yeah, I completely agree. So like kind of like the law of attraction.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
The law of attraction.
Yeah. So have you ever heard of have you ever read The Secret?
No, I haven't.
I know The Secret. It's like one book that covers like that whole topic, of like the law of attraction. But with the law of attraction, I think a lot of people just think it's setting your goals and just like wishing it'll be like wishing that'll just come true. But what a lot of people just like overlook is you need to set your goals, but you need to stay consistent and actually put effort into it. But yeah, what do you think? Like consistency. How do you think consistency plays a role with everything you do?
Okay, consistency is definitely a big thing, especially when it comes to business success or even fitness success. So consistency is always the name of the game, and I'll coin this to one of my idols, Bruce Lee. He says, "Long-term consistency always trumps short-term intensity." So that in itself is super super wise. First of all, like rest in peace, Bruce Lee. But if you were to go intense, let's use a gym for example. If you were to go for a week, super intense, you hit all your workouts, you completely destroy the workout, but you go so intense that next week you have to take a week off, and that week turns into a month, it turns into a year, and then it turns into 2 years. As opposed to just getting something consistent, something steady that you could do day in, day out, let's say 3 times a week or 4 times a week, and you keep that consistent, you're going to see much more results than the person that plateaued after 1 week. You could take the same thing, do it with business. If you burn yourself out in the business world, you will be burned out for a long time. And once you're burnt out, you lose momentum. When you lose momentum, your business crashes. Momentum is everything. So the thing with consistency is you have to build enough consistency to build up the momentum. Then you use that momentum for the better. Once that's done, you don't drop the ball. You just lose momentum a little bit. You keep consistent, and then you start even bigger momentum. So it's like kind of like a snowball effect. So in terms of consistency, man, like I definitely always preach it. You have to be consistent, especially if what you're doing is important to you.
Yeah, for sure. So like obviously the coronavirus like affected a lot of people this year. Did you find like any struggles as a business owner like during the pandemic, like especially with the gyms closing?
I would say it was the opposite. I'd say I owe it all to COVID. If it wasn't for COVID, I wouldn't have, like, Aureus wouldn't have gone through this phase of like absolutely exploding. So because everybody was at home, everybody needed at home program help, and I was all there to help everybody. So if it wasn't for COVID, I don't think I would get to this point of incorporation. So it's actually the opposite for me specifically because I am an online business, right?
Dang, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's one piece of advice you'd give to people trying to, achieve their goals, like you have?
Just if they want to accomplish their goals.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it stems from, you already know, it's Gary V. So Gary V, like, no matter how old you are, there's something out there that you're good at, right? And if one thing fails, don't let it get you down, because there's millions and billions of things for you to try, right? So it could be from fitness to dancing to even selling mustard, right? I have a friend of a friend who makes billions of dollars selling mustard, believe it or not. But there's something out there for you, right? And until you find it, don't worry, because you just got to keep going. You just got to keep persevering, because it's still early for you. Like, no matter how old you are, you're still young. You still have 80 years of life. Just make sure that you get it done. And yeah, man, like that's my best word of advice. It's just from Gary V.
And the last question is, so does Aureus does this bring you happiness?
Does Aureus bring me happiness?
Yeah.
Bro, I live to inspire and help people. So when the most happiness I feel throughout the week is when a client tells me a win, even if it's a small win. Like, I've had clients tell me, like, crazy things like, I can finally see my dick through my stomach now. And bro, that, although it's funny, that can be such an impact in one person's confidence, you have no idea. And fitness itself does not only change your physique, right? It doesn't only change that. It changes every single aspect of your life. If your confidence is increased because of that physique, it increases your work relationships. It increases your relationship with your friends. It increases, like, your energy levels. It increases everything. So throughout, basically, you're increasing your quality of life when you exercise. So I don't believe like I'm in the fitness industry. I believe I'm in a life-changing industry. So whoever I'm about to train, I'm there to change your life. And there's nothing more satisfying than leaving my mark here on the world by impacting multiple people's lives. So yes, it does make me happy.
Thank you. That's great to hear. Like, I love the passion that comes from you having this whole business and you expressing it out to the world. It's very inspiring.
Thank you, bro.
Thanks for watching today's video. Aureus Elite will be down in the description.